24.3 points and 11 rebounds. And tonight's starting lineup for VCU presented by Steelhead Management, an official partner of VCU Athletics. Steelhead Management providing VCU and Ram fans with the best lineup both on and off the court, led by our player to watch. Actually, will be on the bench, and that's Terrence Hill, but Lazar Djokovic getting the start as Stern played only 10 minutes in the win against Stanford on Friday night, still dealing with the effects of an ankle injury he suffered in the Battle of Atlantis. 9 to shoot for VCU as they won the toss. Nick Lewis on the move, misses his first shot. Evans an offensive rebound and a new 20. Feels a double team and is fouled by Chris Howell, the fifth-year senior from out of San Diego.
And that's going to be something that defense is going to do pretty often, to crash the glass. New Mexico is going to have their hands full, and they're going to have to find somebody and hit somebody if they want to be successful rebounding the ball.
Howell played at San Diego with Coach Olin before the move to New Mexico. Evans on the floater and Troll the rebound. Troll is averaging just under 3.5 rebounds for New Mexico this season, along with 11 points. Here's Jake Hall. Ball is tipped by Bouillon and off of Tracy. It'll stay with New Mexico.
DC is going to have to do a really good job of staying in contact with Hall when he comes off these screens. If you get picked off, he'll make you pay.
We were talking about Hall during our commercial, and Jake Hall in high school, a walking bucket, as Ed would say. In San Diego history, he's second all-time with over 3,100 points in high school. Here's Bouillon off the window against Djokovic, and Jennings the rebound.
That's going to be an exciting matchup to watch. 2 European players, both bringing their versatility to the game.
And Djokovic hits the floor off the miss, and New Mexico looking to run with Alberry. Going up against Tracy, and it gives the Lobos their first 2. Team's second leading scorer, and just under 13 points tonight. Tracy attacking and gives the Rams their first 2.
Now, the pace of this game is going to be very important. The Lobos like to play fast when they have the opportunity to. However, VCU likes to get up and down the court regardless.
And back on the other end is Chris Howell, and he draws the foul on VCU. And that's going Tracy his first. Yeah, you got a team at VCU, they like to pick up the pace as best they can. They're one of the top in adjusted tempo this season, ranked 59th nationally. They get about 71 possessions a night, and on the flip side for New Mexico, they're about in the 100s. Actually, yeah, the 100s, as they get about 70 possessions every 40 minutes.
I think VCU does a really good job of getting out of transition, but it all starts with the defense. They have to be able to get stops and clean rebounds to get in transition.
New Mexico with a 2-point lead after Howell's 2 made free throws, averaging just over 5 points a night this season for the Lobos. Lewis in the corner, hits the 3.
I love that action by VCU, but a mistake by Aubrey there, helping off the corner. That's not itself. The help comes from the other side of the defense.
Albury on the other end attacks the VCU defense and scores yet again.
Way to get it back.
He's got 4 of the Lobos 6, and they have a 1-point lead. They look inside to Djokovic. He was denied by Albury. It'll stay with VCU as it rolled out of bounds, but a heads-up play by Dayton Albury coming off the weak side to get that block.
If you're not familiar with Albury's game, understand that he's a downhill driver, but he is extremely athletic. So if you go with something weak, he's going to put it in your face.
A preseason Mountain West Conference selection, the senior from out of the Bahamas. Shot clock is at 5 for Jennings. Going up against Jake Hall. Djokovic is tipping and good to give the VCU Rams a 1-point lead. The double comes. Here's Bouillon, stripped by Jennings.
Good hands by Brandon Jennings there.
VCU in transition. Evans goes up against Joel. gets his zone miss and scores.
Evans hit the right hand. We don't know he's left. He's a lefty. Ambidextrous work right there.
He got a double-double in the win against Stanford, 10 points and 10 rebounds, along with 5 assists, as VCU has a 3-point lead.
Now, this is going to be an exciting matchup. Hall versus Brandon Jennings. Hall, one of these guys that can get it up, averaging 13 points a game. Brandon Jennings hopes to be one of the best defenders in the A-10.
Little deflection on the step-back three. VCU with numbers, and they look to Djokovic, and we've got a foul on the pass. As Jennings hit the floor hard, they're going to call Albury with his first. And Jake Hall will take his seat for New Mexico. Coach Phil Martelli. Mitchell, who had huge minutes and a huge performance in the win against Stanford Friday night.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that makes VCU special. Their depth. You got 3 guys coming in, and all 3 can bring life to the team, not just hold them steady.
In fact, VCU had 3 players with double-doubles, to include Tracy, who's on the bench, as he had a career-high 13 rebounds against Stanford. Terrence Hill gets the foul and the bucket. And a chance at 4 at the line.
I mean, the kid is unbelievable. You have to be there on the catch, and boy, do you have to be disciplined when you contest the shot. If you're not disciplined, you will get the foul and the bucket. His first example.
Right off the bench. The chamber has been filled up for Terrence Hill. Shooting 71% from 3 in the last 2 games.
Outstanding.
Had made a strong case for Player of the Week in the A-10. Unfortunately, he did not get it, as he was averaging 21.5 in his last 2 games.
Look at the defensive intensity for VCU right now.
7-point lead for the Rams. Nice pass inside by Howell, and they're going to say last touch by VCU. Good heads-up play by the crew with the striped shirts. James Breeding, Pat Driscoll, and Matt Potter with the call. An 8-0 run for VCU gives them their largest lead of the half so far at 7 here at the Siegel Center. As the holiday season is approaching here at the Siegel Center, VCU in the giving mood right now with a 7-point lead over New Mexico, 13-6. Glad you're with us. Wherever you may be watching VCU basketball, big matchup that could have a great impact in March as Uriah Tenet, the freshman from North Highlands, California, scores his first 2.
Good response coming out of a timeout. Get a paint touch and easy 2.
He was a great high school scorer in Arizona, scored over 2,700 points in his career. Woo! Under 10 to shoot for VCU. Mitchell is called for travel.
Yep, I think New Mexico did a really good job right there, heating up the ball. VCU was hesitant and tentative about what they wanted to do, and it ended up leading to a turnover. Great ball pressure by New Mexico.
Luke Hopp, number 3, sees his first action for New Mexico as they trail by 5. Good hands by Evans on Chol. Hopp trying to create against Bell. Good deflection by Michael, and he forces a reset with 6 to shoot.
And I do like the energy that Michael Bell is playing with on the defensive end. Since he stepped onto the court tonight, you felt the energy, and he's been pesky, keeping deep offensive players out of the paint, getting deflections. Good sign for VCU.
Young man that really didn't start playing basketball until age 13. And it has like some of the biggest hands on the team. Tennette with 2 to shoot. Looks inside to JT Rock, who misses the shot clock violation forced by VCU.
It's easy to lose track of the time on the shot clock when you get it down so low and you have to take it out of bounds. But great defense and tenacity by VCU.
VCU with a 5-point lead here in the first half. Mitchell from straight away. And Rock the rebound. He comes in averaging just under 3 rebounds a night for the Lobos. Hop trying to create.
Good physical defense right here by VCU.
Nothing easy for New Mexico early on.
And New Mexico's doing a really good job getting the ball moving.
They're going to get Mitchell with a force out. And that's his first, team's second early on. There's a good shot of Phil Martelli, first-year head coach here at VCU. Getting the matchup he wanted this year, a high-quality opponent that could see themselves in March as JT Rock off the inbound goes glass over Mitchell for his first basket.
Great finish, great execution of an out-of-bounds play.
Coach Martelli was wanting matchups like this. He gets his only opportunity in the non-conference schedule against a quad 2 team this year. 10 to shoot for Ward in the corner. Couldn't connect on the 3 and hop the rebound.
And Ward is one of those guys that has been struggling as of late. And if he can get going for VCU, it's going to turn him into a completely different team.
Scored 4 points in his last 4 games combined. As Patton got away with a walk, but a turnover nonetheless on New Mexico as VCU regains possession. They're in a scoring drought of over 2.5 minutes, but still with a 3-point lead.
And you need good defense when you have these droughts and you have to go through these droughts. You need a defense to rely on. And VCU's defense is taking it up a notch as the season went on.
Terrence Hill on the floor with Michael Bell, Djokovic, Ward, and Tracy back in for the Rams. And miscommunication results in a VCU turnover.
I tell you what, both these teams are competing so hard on the defensive end that none of their offense is easy. Everything is contested, passes, cuts, rebounds, everything.
Here is Tennette. Gives to Buljan, going up against Djokovic. The Croatian sensation and the Serbian savage. As Patton inside misses, and Buljan lost it, and he's called for the foul.
I'm pretty surprised Buljan didn't take the open 3 at the top of the key. He's a very capable shooter.
Coach Olin told us he is not your traditional freshman. He is a 23-year-old freshman with tremendous international experience.
I'm pretty sure Buljan has a whole family already. Wife, kids, at least a cat.
Could. As they got a foul on Terrence Hill as Tennette forced the turnover. But a little sluggish right now for both teams. Here with 12.5 to go in the opening half, and VCU up 3.
And this is what happens when you have teams that have similar makeup. The styles will clash, and whoever can be the more disciplined, the more well-coached, usually comes out on top. Good move by Hall.
And goes glass over Djokovic. Got him up in the air and then went underneath for the basket. Here's Tracy on the other end. And he'll get the foul on New Mexico.
New Mexico has to do a better job of slowing down VCU in transition. And what they need to do is build a wall so everybody has to get back and see the ball so they can clog the paint and make VCU run their offense, in which they've been struggling to do half court.
Probably the last basket was the Terrence Hill 3 in the corner.
And even that was out of bounds. So it was out of bounds play. So both teams competing tremendously on half court defense.
Jadrian Tracy at the line. Snaps the 6-0 New Mexico run with his third point of the night. And these are two teams that love to get to the free throw line too, Ed.
They love to put the pressure on the officials to make calls. You got a lot of guys going downhill, attacking the rim. Even though VCU gets up a lot of threes, but it all comes, double dribble.
Fourth turnover for New Mexico.
Can't do that one.
Not even going to the corner store.
Not even going to the corner store. And if he didn't double dribble, the move it was too believable. You sold it too much.
That was an Ed Nixon original that I borrowed. Because I got the taste for some now laters right about now. Nice pass inside to Djokovic, and he's fouled by Jake Hall.
And I look for VCU to really take advantage of Djokovic's size advantage down low when they run their pick and roll options.
Timeout on the floor with VCU up 3 over New Mexico here at the Siegel Center. Here at the Siegel Center for the Carter Catwalk Fan Cam. Let's see who's having fun here at the Siegel Center. There's one enjoying the action and the popcorn. I could use some popcorn too there. And what about you?
The popcorn, the popcorn here is actually pretty good. My daughter, shout out to Kinsley. She always wants some popcorn from the concession stand. So shout out to the popcorn people who make that upstairs, and shout out to my daughter.
And my son there in the corner, he's eating the popcorn right now as we speak. He's got to have at least 2 boxes for every game. Shout out to Tucker over there in the corner. Ed gets his shout out. I'm gonna give my shout out.
If I don't get my shot, I'm going to hear about it when I
get home. You will hear about it, as would I. Lazar Djokovic makes 1 of 2, the Serbian Savage, who is averaging 11 points a game this season, 3rd best on the team, as VCU has a 4-point lead. Bouillon with Tracy on the switch. Backs it down, pretty move by Bouillon. And he gets his first 2.
When you're playing a player like Bouillon, you kind of got to stay in between him and the basket and just accept that if he scores over you, that's the end of it. But if you give him an angle, he has too good a footwork, and he'll make you pay.
Averaging just over 12 points and 11 rebounds this season. Jennings works against Hop with under 10 to shoot. Bell.
Michael Bell's improvement is so evident. His comfort level, his confidence has completely grown throughout this year. And I'm looking forward to it as the season progresses.
New Mexico works again to Bouillon. The double comes by Lazar. Skip pass to Hop. Shot clock is under 10. Pretty move by Hop inside. And that's 14 of their 16 points tonight have come in the paint.
And that spells trouble for VCU. You got to be able to clog the paint and keep the offense out of it. I will say that was a great double team on the post. The only pass I can get out of there was a lob, which is good, but poor closeout led to a middle drive.
As Djokovic shows his range and hits only his 6th made 3 this season.
This is going to be a great game.
5-point lead rather for VCU. Another touch to Bouillon. Trying to work against Djokovic. Too strong on the layup. Last touch by New Mexico.
And I think VCU is going to live with that one-on-one matchup, but double when he gets the switch on a smaller defender.
Djokovic, the transfer from Charleston, standing 6'11", Bullion, 6'9" from Split, Croatia. So we mentioned a 23-year-old freshman. Grown man on the floor.
That has to be a foul, ref.
And no whistle. Great passing by VCU. Nice crossover by Jennings in the lane and creates.
And I love to see Brandon Jennings be aggressive to score the ball. He does so many other things well, but when he's aggressive scoring the ball, he's a completely different player and a game changer for VCU.
Jennings forces a turnover. Had Tracy up ahead. And a reset for VCU. Tracy didn't have numbers, and instead of trying to force it, he tried to get a better shot for his teammates. So Tracy will shoot it. Djokovic an offensive rebound. Ball was stripped in the act of shooting.
And that's VCU ball.
Out of bounds, last touch by New Mexico. Pat Driscoll was right there on top of it.
He spread it over, right?
He sure did.
So that 5'6" 40 speed.
Yeah. He's done that twice in the game, and both calls have been right on target.
He must have had a good stretch. He had a good stretch for the game.
This is a great crew. This NCAA tournament crew here tonight, knowing the importance of this one.
Everybody showing effort. I love to see it.
5 to shoot for VCU. Lewis, a long 3. Recovered by Chol. Albury doesn't have numbers, doesn't care, and scores off the window.
And here we go. Now we have a track meet.
Lobos down by 5. Here's Evans.
Hey! Talk to me nice and don't talk at all. Say it with your chest. Barry Evans with the monster slam.
The sledgehammer by Barry Evans. Tennant draws a foul on Jennings. I've always said not all dunks are the same. Barry Evans. Watch this. Woo!
Welcome to my highlight reel.
Total disregard for JT Rock.
Years from now, he'll see himself getting dunked on YouTube.
Chol off the inbound, a step back 3 is good for Antonio Chol, the 5th leading scorer, with his 20th made 3 on the year.
And the Lobos respond.
Mitchell will try to respond. Rolled off. Evans an offensive rebound and 2 more for the Bryant transfer.
And that's what Evans does very well. He rebounds the ball at a high clip.
We got a foul, so this shot won't count. As Albury tried to create, they're going to give VCU on the foul, and that looks like Nick Lewis will pick up his first foul. A timeout on the floor with 7:29 to go. Up high and down hard by Barry Evans. That lifts VCU to a 6-point lead. Against New Mexico, and a huge matchup to boost the non-conference resume for either team tonight. VCU with a net ranking of 48 coming into tonight, 4th highest among the 8 A-10 schools in the top 100. New Mexico on the other end, they're coming in trying to go for that first quad 1 win on the road since 2022-23. They were in the 80s coming into tonight in the net rankings. So this will be a quad 2 opportunity for VCU, a quad 1 win should New Mexico pull it off. Troll with 10 to shoot, grazing the side of the rim.
Great closeout by Brandon Jennings. I thought Cho should have waited and pulled it down. They probably could have got a better shot out of that.
This is the second of a home-and-home series. New Mexico won last year in the pit, 78-71 when Dent went off for 40 in that victory. Terrence Hill, another 3 for VCU.
He's just automatic. He's just automatic. He does it with ease.
7 off the bench for the team's leading scorer at just over 13 a night. Albury had his shot blocked by Jennings out of bounds.
This sophomore combo of Brandon Jennings and Terrence Hill Jr. is something to watch. One's going to marvel you on the defensive end, and one's going to shoot your eyes out regardless of where he is on the court. So it is the future is extremely bright for VCU.
They became really close last season, the two freshmen trying to create their niche with a very experienced backcourt led by Max Shulga, Player of the Year in the A-10, who is in attendance tonight at the Stew to see his former team. Hill with the step back. Ball deflected and recovered by Bell.
Absolutely. Cinemax Shulga. New movie, same production.
Yes. and led the way for VCU to win the A-10 a year ago. Bell tried to get the step on Hill and threw it out of bounds. Check it, Hall rather, with good defense for New Mexico.
And as the off-ball player, you have to move when the ball is driven. You can't stay out of the way. Now, granted, I think Michael Bell should have took one dribble, counter, reverse pivoted, and kicked it out. However, help your teammate out. Move with the ball.
Tenet back in for New Mexico as they trail by 9. Hall to Bouillon inside, plus the foul as he gets a chance at a three-point play.
Mexico's doing a really good job of running their pick and roll. And finding Bouillon late, he did a great job of rolling to the basket. I try to teach my young kids at Rocket, shout out to Rocket, once you set that screen, you got to roll. You got to get to where you're going. That opens up the offense, and Bouillon was rewarded for it.
Tomislav Bouillon, reigning Mountain West Conference Rookie of the Week, one of 3 freshmen in the nation to average a double-double coming into tonight. As he completes the three-point play. He's got 5 so far in the first half, but yet to grab a rebound to this point. Averaging 11 boards this year and is yet to grab a rebound so far. Here is Jennings trying to create, and the rebound to Hop. New Mexico down by 6 as we're inside 5.5 minutes.
Let's see if New Mexico can run some good offense. There goes the pick and roll again.
And Hall this time knocks down the 3.
Again, you can't get caught on that screen. You have to get over the top. If you give him any daylight, he will make you pay.
A 41% three-point shooter this season. Hall made his 27th. Djokovic can't hit from 3. Bell a new 20 for VCU. Jennings can't convert. There's Bell again inside and gets a second chance opportunity, making a third chance for VCU. He's played really well the last 3 to 4 games for VCU. Hall trying to create against Tracy, using the right-hand scoop, and Bell another rebound. Bell in transition, leaves it for Jennings, and he's fouled.
Michael Bell has been everywhere tonight, defensively, offensively making plays, making the right pass. That was a good dime to Brandon Jennings, just couldn't handle the catch. However, Michael Bell is bringing a lot of energy thus far in this game.
Probably have to go back to the trip to the Bahamas, the Battle of Atlantis. That's when Bell seemed like he may have turned the corner for VCU.
And it speaks to the ups and downs, like a roller coaster that a college basketball player or any college athlete may have to go through, where Michael Bell started out getting a lot of minutes, then his minutes were decreased for a couple of games, and he had to fight his way back to gain those minutes, and now he's just executing and showing the coach that they can trust him on the court.
Another guy who has gained the trust of the coaching staff is Brandon Jennings. Made his 10th start of the season. At the line for VCU, one of the more aggressive teams to get to the line this year. They are ranked in the top 12 in the country in attempts this year. They average about 28 this season. As Tenet with the reverse, Evans the rebound. Here's Tracy trying to create, draws contact, no whistle, gets his own miss and is fouled.
In VCU, when I say they are pushing the pace of this game, New Mexico, I'll say it again, because maybe they didn't hear me the first time. They're going to have to really sprint back, make or miss, and build the wall so VCU cannot score in transition. If they continue to play like this game could be a 20-point game by the 10-minute mark in the second half.
And back to the line is VCU. We just mentioned how many attempts per game they have this season. 28.3, 12th best in the country at getting to the line on a nightly basis.
Absolutely. That's what happens when you have players like Barry Evans and Tracy and Brandon Jennings, guys that really live on getting downhill and attacking the rim.
Tracy with 5 on the night, coming off of a 12-point, 13-rebound night against Sanford on Friday. His first career double-double. And the lead is back to 9 as we're at the 4-minute mark of this first half. Crowd wanted a violation on Tannett, didn't get it. Hop gets the double. Tannett in the corner, shoots an air ball. Back tap to Hop. They reset the shot clock on a change of possession. Hop off the glass, no, and Rock with the follow.
There's nothing Michael Bell could do right there. Hop standing 7'2". Easy rebound and put back for him.
Jennings, nice feed to Bell, who gets the deuce.
Nice cut by Bell, too. Great find, great cut.
Coach Martelli wanted an and one there by Michael Bell. Lead again back to 9. And now the foul is called on Bell.
Coach Martelli did not like that.
But Jennings, the vision and the unselfish play to Michael Bell.
Definitely was a foul.
As he has 6 and was barking about it as VCU leads by 9. Here's the proof. Max Scholga in the house, A-10 Player of the Year, part of last season's A-10 championship team.
Max Scholga was a complete bucket, and he was Mr. Reliable, and now he plays for the Boston Celtics G League team in Maine. So he's doing his thing. Good to see him in the building. Look at those shoulders. He's been lifting too, man.
He has been lifting. Yeah, you can see that face getting a little fuller there, getting that weight up a little bit. They must have heard us talk about Max because now we hear VCU chants here inside the stew. 9-point VCU lead. Chris Howell at the line for New Mexico as he gets the first of 2 for the Lobos. An 83% shooter this season. As I mentioned, he played at San Diego with Coach Olin before they both moved to New Mexico. He was the Big West best hustle player and part of San Diego's NCAA tournament team. In fact, he's been a part of 3 tournament teams because he also played for the Gales of St. Mary's and was a part of their 2 NCAA trips, to include the 2023 game against VCU.
I was going to say, what's a hustle? They got Hustle Player Awards?
They have a Big West Best Hustle Player.
Oh, man. That's beautiful there.
Nice
Good
look
find.
to Djokovic. And
Michael
the Serbian
Bell.
Savage brings another sledgehammer for VCU.
You've been joked.
And another unselfish play by VCU. Michael Bell with the assist, and Hall on the other end hits another 3 for New Mexico.
You got to get there. Hall is one of these guys that you have to guard. You have to make him go to a second option. If you allow him to go make a read off his first option, he'll make you pay majority of the time.
Team's leading scorer came in 14th best in the Mountain West in scoring. 6-point lead for VCU. Djokovic could not make it a 9-point lead. Albury the rebound.
I tell you what, Albury is one of those guys that really tries to push the pace in transition as well. He's going to try to find offense early.
Nice look by Rock to Hall, plus the foul.
And Hall doing what Hall does, filling up the basket.
We mentioned how great of a scorer he was in high school in San Diego. Carlsbad, California, actually, but in the San Diego area, He scored 3,106 points in high school, and that's the second best all-time in San Diego history.
And I don't care what division you are. If you put up 3,000 points, you are a bucket. You hear me? And you can look at Hall's game. It's not too much flashy. He just takes advantage and takes what the defense gives him.
Coach said he has a very polished game to be a freshman, and he's living up to that billing. A 3-point VCU lead. At one point it was at 9. Hill, the deep three. And the rebound squeezed in by Chris Howell as New Mexico could tie it with the 3 as we're coming up on 90 seconds to go in the half.
Ooh, good move.
Alberry goes up against Djokovic, draws the foul on Lazar. Oh, and said a couple of things. Alberry saying a couple of words to those courtside here at the Stew.
And what Alberry's doing is just attacking the basket, getting downhill. He's going to take what the defense gives him. He's a capable three-point shooter, but he wants to drive. And VCU kind of got lost in the sauce, got caught ball watching right there, and now Alberry at the line for 2.
Alberry, the Lobos' second leading scorer at just under 13 a night at 12.6. It's his 4th different school, as he also spent time at Utah State, where he was successful, member of the Aggies, and was a 3rd-team all-conference selection at Queens and the Atlantic Sun Newcomer of the Year in 2023. As Brandon Jennings will come back in for Michael Bell. New Mexico in the midst of a 7-0 run as they are trailing by only 2.
Great response by New Mexico, and a silly foul by Alberry right there.
All that talking he was giving to the fans here courtside, and now he just picked up his 2nd foul with 78 seconds to go. Wonder if guess Coach Olin is going to keep him in as Michael Bell returns.
Doing a little offense to defense, subbing right now for Coach Martelli.
Jennings, the front end of the 1-and-1. Both teams shooting the free throws exceptionally well in this first half. VCU now 9 of 10. New Mexico 7 of 8.
Important. VCU has struggled this season all in all from the free throw line. And to get there so often, if they can start knocking down some free throws, that's going to pay big dividends down the stretch this season.
As a team, VCU came in shooting just 70% from the line. Rock got away with a walk against Djokovic. Howell trying to create against Evans. Cole in the corner, can't convert. Evans back taps it to New Mexico. Under a minute to go in the half. Cole hoists up a 3. Djokovic the rebound. Here is Jennings, doesn't have numbers, does not care, and does not convert. Jennings gets his own miss and fouled.
I didn't like the, I mean, I do like the aggressiveness, but he did not have numbers or the size advantage. But with that being said, talk about tenacity to get your own rebound in that situation.
It was a 104 break. And Jennings said, I'm going to still go up to the basket, and muscled up against the 6'8 Cole to get an offensive rebound. And back to the line is the sophomore from St. Christopher High School here in Richmond. He was a bucket in high school as well.
But let me tell you why that was such a heads-up play by Jennings. When he got the ball, he took a look at the shot clock, and he said, you know what, I'm not going to pull it out. I'm going to get a 2-for-1 opportunity.
And they will get one more chance, no matter how quick New Mexico will attempt a shot. VCU with a 5-point lead despite not making a field goal in nearly 3 minutes.
But that's going to happen. It's ups and downs, it's runs in every game. So each team has to be steadfast and believe in what you do. And eventually, your time is going to come to go on a run, and you just have to be prepared for it.
But the big thing is the free throw shooting. The fact they've only missed 1 in this first half, 11 of 12 from the stripe. They average about 28 free throws a night, which is in the top half in the country in attempts per night. And like you said, if they continue to, they could make 80%.
80%.
You know, not talking about 90 plus, but they get to 80 or 75. You're gonna win a lot of ball games.
That's almost an extra 5 points on your total score.
One more for Jennings. He's 6 of 6 now from the line and now has 8 points to lead VCU. Hall has 11 to lead all scorers as New Mexico trails by 6. It's about a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Net off the screen. Hall, a step back three. Good! And a timeout by Phil Martelli Jr. as Hall now with 14 first half points to lead New Mexico.
And it's just unacceptable for VCU to fall asleep. You know they want to get the ball to Hall. It's a guard-to-guard action, whether they switch it or not. You don't leave Hall open.
Not that much space. Tracy got there a half-second late. And by that time, as Mark Jackson would say, hand down.
Man down.
41% three-point shooter this season is Jake Hall, and he is 3 of 4 from distance in the first half.
And VCU's going to have to do a good job in the second half of closing out. Again, make him go to a second option. If he has the open shot, take it away. Make him put the ball down. But your job's not over because he can score it in a multitude of ways. However, you just want to make him work. That right there was an opportunity where he get a quick shot off, and he's already in a rhythm. So it was a poor job defensively by VCU. Lack of communication led to 3 points.
Looking back at that, what VCU should have done, what should they've done on that last play?
Well, it starts with communication. They went for a screen, a guard-to-guard screen, and Hall kind of just tapped and slipped out. You have the guy who's guarding Hall initially has to communicate what's going on.
Jennings stumbles on the way to the basket, found Djokovic, and he's fouled with 2.8 seconds to go. And if that's on Bullion, that will be his 3rd of the half.
Well, you're in European on European violence there.
That is a big foul on the reigning Mountain West Conference Rookie of the Week with his 3rd foul of the first half.
It was a great drive by Jennings and a great find. Bullion found himself stepping up against Jennings and tried to slide over, but he wasn't set to go completely vertical, picked up the foul. I know New Mexico didn't like the call, but by the rules and regulation, that is a foul.
So that'll be big to start the second half with Bullion with 3 fouls on his back, and Djokovic, who already made the first, with another made free throw. VCU continues their sizzling shooting from the line in the first half as they lead 46-41.
I don't think I've ever seen them with 93%.
Net from half court. Whoa, that was close. He had a good look. And that's how the first half will end. 87 combined points between VCU and New Mexico. The Rams lead by 5 behind 10 first half points from Lazar Djokovic. TJ will have halftime activities here from the Siegel Center as the Rams lead 46-41 over New Mexico. Here at the Siegel Center, VCU with a 46-41 lead. Sean Robertson, Ed Nixon, member of the 2011 Final Four team, and our entire Rams Unlimited crew. Big 4-minute stretch to start this second half.
Absolutely.
What do you want to see from both teams?
If I'm New Mexico, I want to put the ball back in Jake Hall's hands. The man is simply on fire, and VCU does not have a fire extinguisher apparently. So I want to see them get the ball to him. Now, if I'm VCU, I want to turn up the intensity to where it was at the beginning of the game. Get some good stops, get out of transition like it was before, get some easy points, get to the free throw line, and slowly pull away in this game.
Michael Bell will get the start in the second half Jenkins will not start the second half, as actually the starting five for VCU will be on the floor with Lewis, Evans, Jennings, Djokovic, and Tracy. Hall, Bullion with 3 fouls, Albury, Chol, and Howell on the floor as New Mexico comes through to begin the second half with Jake Hall now with 16.
And that was pretty good defense right there by Brandon Jennings. But Hall, better offense.
3-point VCU lead. Djokovic in tight, changing his mind. Albury chasing it down and scoring for New Mexico to get to within 1.
And if you're VCU, this is not the start you want to have.
VCU led by as many as 9, and they're going to get Albury with his 3rd foul.
The one thing about New Mexico I do like is they have just been steady. They had chances where they could have faltered to the pressure. The crowd got into it, but they just stayed steady, and they find themselves down 1.
Lewis underneath draws a New Mexico foul.
Again, VCU getting back to the free throw line.
Which was big for Coach Martelli in that first half. He has stressed how much VCU shoots free throws at practice, and they have shot well at the line at practice. And in the first half, only 1 miss in 15 attempts.
No jinx.
No jinx. Nick Lewis had my back. He's an 82% shooter this season, a 2-time A10 Rookie of the Week. One of 2. That was quiet. It felt like a library. And hear how quiet it was. A 2-point VCU lead. Bullion inside will get a chance to give New Mexico the lead.
Foul on a swipe down by Brandon Jennings right there. And VCU's intensity is just not there as of yet.
And that's surprising. Great positioning inside by the Croatian sensation, Tomislav Bullion, who gives New Mexico their first lead since the 17:42 mark of the first half. Jennings hits the floor and is called for a travel. Only VCU's 6th turnover of the game. New Mexico only committed 5 in the first half.
But 2 turnovers in the first 90 seconds is not a good sign.
Here's Albury trying to create. And on the pass, a foul is called on VCU. And that's Barry Evans' first.
And like I said, Albury is doing a great job of pushing in transition. It can be a set play, but he's still pushing to see what he can get early.
Well, in fact, it was a shooting foul committed by Evans and not a pass. So Albury at the line and increases New Mexico's lead. Made both. And he has 11 so far in the game. New Mexico looking for their first win against a top 50 Ken Palm team non-conference road win since they beat St. Mary's in the 22-23 season. Lewis for the tie.
Good shot right there. Good one dribble drive by Brandon Jennings, kick out to the shooter, Nick Lewis, who finds his way to make big shots like that.
Lewis's 13th made 3 of the season, ties it at 50. Hall for the lead. Jake Hall is on fire here tonight with 19.
Jake Hall letting the chopper ring like Aaron Hall because he's that guy.
19.
That's a bar for you
yes,
right there.
Yes, it is. I like that. Freestyling it over here to my right. Evans misses on the 3. Here comes New Mexico, and Chol rocking the rim. And Coach Martelli will use a timeout. as New Mexico has come out of the gate here in the second half and has outscored VCU 14-4 to lead by 5 as we take a timeout on the floor here at the Siegel Center. 19 points on the night. He is now shooting 43.5% from 3 this season after making 4 of his first 5 from distance tonight.
And he's one of those guys that you just don't want to get going. You have to play tough defense all night. Keep him quiet, limit his touches.
Lewis trying to create to Djokovic. Back to Lewis for 3.
And another one.
That's his second in a row made from distance, as he now is in double figures with 10. His 5th career game scoring in double figures.
But this is the side of the ball where VCU has to pick up the intensity.
And then they're going to get a foul in the backcourt. James Breeding signaled that it was deflected even though it went off of Howell's knee. And the question will be, will that be a review? Can the coach challenge on that? And I don't think he'll use it.
I wouldn't use it on that. It was good defense. Tough, but it was a foul as well.
Only a handful of plays that the coaches can use that challenge on this season, one of the new rules in college basketball this year. Evans now has the assignment on Hall.
But this is the type of defense you have to play on Hall.
Nice crossover by O'Carey. He tried to posterize Djokovic. Evans hits the floor. Tracy uses the dribble against Rock and will score, plus the foul.
Woo. There we go, Tracy. Get the crowd back into it.
What a change of pace on that last trip. And it results in a 3-point opportunity for Tracy.
It's snow outside, but it feels like it's about to be spring because this is a March Madness type of game.
The calendar says December. It's got a March feel to this one.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to Aubrey because that attempt was crazy. That was going to be sports.
Oh, it was there.
That was going to be Sports Center.
But Djokovic did just enough before that ball tried to go in as Tracy completes the 3-point play and VCU back in front by 1.
But as you can see, the defense has to have energy. It has to have tenacity if you want to compete with this Lobos team.
Mitchell is in for the first time for VCU in this half. Here is Chol to Tannett in the corner. And the rebound to Evans. Tracy heating up. Mitchell an offensive rebound against Rock. Evans gets a new 20 for VCU. And Tannett has the rebound and saved it before it went out of bounds.
VCU fans wanted a foul there. Bang, bang play.
A lot of contact inside.
Here we go.
Here is Tannett against Jennings. Hall with the runner, gets his own miss and scores.
Can't lose track of him. You cannot lose track of Hall.
Hall with 21 on the night, and New Mexico back in front by 1. Evans cut off by Howell. Shot clock is under 10. Tracy against Tannett. Evans, nice move against Howell with 1 to shoot. Had it blocked.
Good defense there. I thought VCU kind of failed to get the ball to the other side of the court to make the whole defense move. It kind of stuck there on the right-hand side with Tracy and Evans, which led to the shot clock violation.
Good one here at the Siegel Center with New Mexico leading by 1. 7-56 New Mexico with a 1-point lead over VCU. Ed Nixon, how have the Lobos got back in it and eventually took the lead over VCU?
It's very simple. Points in the paint. Right now, they have 32 of their 57 points in the paint to VCU's 20. Getting beat by 12. Now, If you know me, you know that's my favorite stat. If it's close, okay. But if you're getting dominated with points in the paint, it usually smells like a loss.
And also the play of one Jake Hall, New Mexico's leading scorer, with 21 points tonight. His career high is 24, set against Alabama State on November 26th. He tied a New Mexico freshman record that night with 7 made threes. He's got 4 tonight. Bullion, nice pass,
Good
stolen
steal.
though by Terrence Hill. Here's Jennings on the drive, and he's fouled.
Jennings is being aggressive, getting into the paint. And he's one of the guys that he's not just driving for himself. However, today is the time. Right now is the time for him to be aggressive and get his team back in the rhythm of things.
Scholl whistled for his second, and that is New Mexico's 4th of the half. And Brandon Jennings for VCU at the line to try to give the Rams the lead again. 88% shooter this year is the St. Chris grad.
And it's quite interesting how he shoots his free throws. It's flat-footed. He doesn't get up on his toes to shoot his free throws. It's all
no lift. And as Coach Nixon has said, you got to get a little lift
you gotta get a
when
little
you shoot.
lift.
Hoff inside the Bullion, and he's fouled by Bell.
VCU has to do a better job of containing the one-on-one action first. New Mexico's doing a good job beating the #1 defender. They tried in the second, and that's where they have by getting a lot of points in the paint.
Bullion, the freshman from Split, Croatia, 23 years of age. Wonder if these 2 free throws will get him going. Slow in the first half due to foul trouble, as he picked up 3 in the first 20 minutes. Now with 9 to tie the game at 58. Made both, and the Lobos back in front by 1. Winner will get a boost in their non-conference resume for the committee, as Hall is called for a foul on the perimeter against Jennings.
An interesting call right there, because how the Lobos play defense, especially their guard play, is that once you put the ball on the ground, they try to get up under you. And that's the first time for me seeing the officials call it that way.
First foul committed by Hall tonight. Jennings tries to create. He does, and a foul.
And that is what you have to do when you have somebody who's red hot. You gotta put them in some action. And again, Brandon Jennings being extremely aggressive attacking the rim.
16 fouls on New Mexico. That's the last foul to give for the Lobos in this half. That will be big for a team that gets to the line as often as VCU has done this year. And Jennings completes another 3-point play. Jennings has career highs in attempts and makes from the line tonight. He's a perfect 9 of 9.
That just speaks to his aggressiveness.
He's got a season high 13 points. His hop inside ties it at 61. Jennings off of the Evans screen.
And like I said, they're starting to call it now. But that's how Hall has been playing defense the whole game. So I understand the frustration for New Mexico, but that is a foul.
And a big one on Hall, as that's his 4th, as he becomes the first player for either team to go in the danger zone, and that's the 7th team foul on the Lobos. So if VCU's got a chance to win this game, they're going to do it at the line tonight.
And here's what I will say. every time Hall steps back on the court, I'm getting some action with him involved. He has to play great defense without fouling if he expects to play any more tonight if I'm VCU.
So one of the keys for Coach Olin coming into tonight, we've got to defend their players, especially the perimeter players, without fouling. Jake Hall will sit for maybe an extended period of time with 21 points, his fourth 20-point night this season. Albury. VCU in transition. Here is Hill to Evans, and the score.
Great physical basketball. The referees let him play through it. How about that?
Rams ahead by 4. And Jennings is fouled as he went over the back of Hop. Fans don't like the call, but I think that was the right one.
I think it was. Brandon Jennings was there, but he went for the steal. If he just stays there, there's no foul. Got caught trying to be a little bit. Ooh, good and one right there. I tell you what.
I was thinking the same thing. Hall got fouled, Hill got fouled, and Evans got fouled.
Yep. But I don't mind it. If you're going to allow everybody to play, it is what it is.
What'd you say? You got to be consistent, right?
Got to be consistent. Consistency is key. What an ex-girlfriend told me once.
There you go. Tennett with under 10 to shoot, hits the baseline jumper for only his 4th point of the night. He came in at 11-6 on the season, and the Lobos are within 2.
Not a smart pass.
Steal by the Lobos. Tennett to Bullion. Bounce pass to Hop. And a chance at 2 free throws.
One thing you can't do in this game is have lackadaisical passes. And boy, was that a lackadaisical one.
That was VCU's last foul to give. With under 12 to go in the game, Lobos with a chance to tie it when we come back here at the Siegel Center. And we've got a good one here at the Siegel Center as VCU leads 65-63 over New Mexico. And if you look ahead to when the committee gathers together in Indianapolis and you figure out which maybe at-large or mid-major deserves to be in the field of 68, they may come back to this game to see which one
was the victor.
Could be dancing in March.
And I think this is a very important game for VCU more so than New Mexico, because VCU had some quad 1 opportunities. However, they came up short each time. So they need to take care of this. They need to take care of this quad 2 win.
They're 0-3 against quad 1 opponents this year, 2-0 against quad 2 programs as Hill misfires on the 3. Albury the rebound. This would be considered a quad 2 for VCU as Rock sinks the 3 and New Mexico's back in front by 3. Tracy spinning and had it blocked.
Block. Good move. But it's hard to get around a 7-2 guy.
Here's Albury. Finds Tennett in the lane. Uses the up fake and scores.
Good way to keep your pivot there, Tennett.
5 straight for New Mexico. And they're in the midst of a 9-0 run to lead by 5. Bell against Troll on the switch. Shot clock is down under 5. Tracy with 1, doesn't get off a shot. And a shot clock violation, so no fast break chance for New Mexico, but they force VCU's 9th turnover of the night.
And New Mexico did a really good job right there on the defensive end for the last few possessions, actually. Now VCU has to step it up. It's their turn to respond. This game has been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Who has a good enough chin to get back on their feet?
Albury on the drive, and he can't finish the layup. Djokovic passed up the three.
Smart decision, by the way, I might add.
Lewis, a step back three. Evans' tip is no good. Albury clears.
And look at the early probe by Albury. It sets their offense.
We haven't seen that a lot from opposing guards this season against VCU. Albury had an opportunity for three and swishes it.
Now, Albury is only shooting around 30% from three. However, he is a gamer. He will make one when it counts.
12-0 New Mexico run to lead by 8. Evans an offensive rebound, and he is fouled. If that's on Albury, that's his 4th. And it is on the senior from the Bahamas.
Hall is coming back into the game.
Remember, Hall has 4 fouls, as does Albury, who will take a seat. He started to get going for New Mexico now with 14 points on the night, but will take a seat with his 4 fouls. Cannot convert on the front end for a 1-and-1 for Barry Evans.
And VCU just has a lid on the basket right now.
Have not scored in over 3 minutes.
And when you're guarding a guard like Hall, you just have to be disciplined.
Here's Hall trying to play bully ball. Bell, Evans, the lob to Bell.
Too cute. Too cute.
Jennings in the corner. Bell an offensive rebound, and they're going to call Bell for an over the back.
That should not be an over the back. The ball was loose in the air. It was anybody's ball. 50-50.
And New Mexico will go down to the other end and shoot a 1-and-1 as New Mexico will check on Howell, who hit the floor hard on that play by Michael Bell. Check it out again.
Let's see. There was no box out. He just went and got it. But
yeah,
I can't argue. It is a bang-bang play.
and Pat Driscoll emphatically called that a foul on Bell, as you can see right there at the top left portion of your screen, as Bell will come out. VCU mired in a scoring drought of nearly 4 minutes. And Howell and the Lobos continue to extend this run, now at 13-0 over 3+ minutes.
Let me say this. VCU has to get out of the habit of trying to make the highlight play and just go get a bucket. That is the second time that they have tried to make the highlight play when they could have just made an easy pass and got 2 points. It happened earlier with Tracy and this time with Barry Evans. Cut it out. It's no time to be cute.
VCU has missed their last 5 field goals and trailed by 10. Tenet got hit with an elbow. Djokovic for 3. And out of bounds off of VCU.
And VCU's going to have to create some offense by their defense. They can't allow their offense struggles to leak into their defense. The reason they find themselves in this hole is not because of the offense particularly, but the defensive end. The Lobos have been able to get anything they wanted in the paint.
New Mexico has outscored VCU by 15 in the second half. Tenet guarded by Djokovic on a switch. Shot clock is under 5. Howell trying to create. Rock keeps it alive, but Tracy has it.
And I got to applaud Brandon Jennings for fighting with the 7'1" JT Rock down there. I think the Lobos missed the opportunity to take advantage of the mismatch.
Timeout on the floor. Tracy will shoot free throws when we come back as New Mexico lead by 10. Of the game is Jadrian Tracy with the and one for VCU.
And VCU's going to need him to do a lot more of that if they expect to come back in this game. 8 minutes to go, down 10. It is eternity of time, but they need to get it going now.
And it will start with the aforementioned Tracy at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. 9 team fouls for New Mexico, which means now double bonus the rest of the game on every Lobos foul.
And VCU just, they left their defense in the locker room at the halftime.
1 of 2 for Tracy. He's in double figures. And a turnover by New Mexico.
And as soon as I say that, our guy.
Here is Evans inside, no. And Hop the rebound.
You got to make that.
7.5 to go. Backdoor to Hall, and he lost it.
Everybody is tricking off the money right now.
Underneath is Djokovic going up against Bullion, and he can't finish. Martelli wants the foul, didn't get it. Hall on the other end. He got some contact, and they didn't give him a whistle as the ball knocked out by Tracy.
Is it about to be Christmas time or Halloween? I see a lot of tricking.
Well, you say you wanted consistency. You're getting it right now.
Oh, my goodness.
You mentioned the lid on the invisible lid on the VCU basket. 9 straight misses from the field.
Whoa. And it's just, all I can say is a lack of focus. They have been getting good opportunities at the rim.
And a kick by VCU off the inbound. VCU has not made a field goal in nearly 5.5 minutes.
Now, the good thing is VCU does have the opportunity to get going extremely fast. Usually that comes with our player to watch, Terrence Hill. But as of right now, he's on the bench. Hasn't been able to get his shot really going this half of the game. He's been on the bench for the most part.
Near the 7-minute mark in this game. Hall inside, he can't finish. Another VCU defensive stand as they're down by 9. Tracy on the move and scores.
Great attack by Tracy there. Being aggressive, getting to the paint. And why not? One more foul here and double bonus.
That broke a nearly 6-minute drought from the field by VCU. Good defense by Djokovic. Bullion is called for a travel. Coach Olin even nodded and said, yeah, you did.
It's true. It's true.
Only their 10th turnover tonight.
Not bad, not bad. But they're going to have to keep it there. They don't want to give VCU any easy opportunities to get back in this game.
And a large part of that had been the play of Aubrey getting to the offensive set quickly, breaking whatever pressure VCU shows. But Aubrey back on the floor along with Hall with 4 fouls each. The switch on Hall. Tracy catch and shoot 3. Lewis offensive rebound. And to the glass.
Great hustle by Nick Lewis right there.
Lewis with a dozen. It's a 5-point New Mexico lead now.
Patience, good defense by Michael Bell there. The ability to be disciplined on the defensive end.
Chol for 3. Rebound picked up by New Mexico, saved by Lewis. Extra pass to Bell. Good!
Michael Bell for 3.
And Coach Olin will use a timeout as VCU is back in it.
Michael Bell been working with Coach Brandon Rozelle, shooting the three in the corner. Supreme.
VCU on an 8-0 run. Michael Bell, a perfect 4 for 4 from the field. Now with 9 points off the bench for VCU, and a big one from the corner.
And a big one. And this is a March game, baby. This is a March game. I love it. The crowd is into it. What better way to spend your Wednesday night?
And I'm glad you're joining us here at the Siegel Center. It was a 10-point lead not 2.5 minutes ago, and VCU has cut it down to 2 on an 8-0 run.
And it started with a defensive end. You get stops, you get physical, you get gritty, you get mean, you get turnovers, you get transition buckets, and you get good ball movement for open shots. Great job by VCU showing some fight.
And for the first time in a while in this second half, the crowd has become a factor in the game.
The Ramley is back.
5.5 to go. New Mexico with a 2-point lead.
This possession is extremely important.
Bell with the assignment on Hall. Djokovic a switch on Albury. A step back three. The rebound to Bell. VCU can take the lead with a made three. As we're inside money time, we're at 4:50 in regulation. A touch to Djokovic. Got it.
That's what he needed. That's what he needed. And this is why point guards are important, or at least players that have a point guard mind. Great find by Brandon Jennings.
Albury amongst the trees, and a deflected pass or a deflected shot by VCU. It'll stay with New Mexico. Got so loud I didn't even hear the whistle. But it was not a foul. It was just an out of bounds. New Mexico would keep it with 20 to shoot. But back to the last play by Djokovic.
You don't know how many times guards are guilty of this. Just not finding your big when he has 2 feet in the paint. And Djokovic is too talented and too skilled of a guy not to reward him.
Albury out on this possession. Tennette in, the freshman. Evans almost had a steal. Shot clock is under 5. Hall for the lead. Tip in, no good by Hupp, and the rebound to Bell. New Mexico has not scored in over 4.5 minutes.
It comes and goes, and we're back tied. This is a game. This is a game.
Inside 4 minutes. Lewis has it against Hupp. Shot clock is under 5. Leaves it for Evans. Ball deflected. Jennings gets it off, and it's an air ball.
Great defense by New Mexico right there.
3:40 left in regulation. It's got an NCAA tournament feel here at the Siegel Center. Tied at 75. The Fish and Pig is proud to sponsor the VCU Peppers. From savory barbecue to delicious seafood, they're bringing the flavor while the Peppers bring the energy, because nobody parties like the Pig. You know you made it when the Peppers are now sponsored by the Fish and Pig.
I love some barbecue. I can go for some barbecue right now.
I could as well. Maybe we'll talk to the Peppers
brisket
after the game. Yeah, nice brisket. Nice tender brisket.
Hey, Ryan, y'all get a discount over there.
3.5 to go here in regulation. Tied at 75. Paul got Djokovic in the air, but decided to pass up on the shot. 10 to shoot for the Lobos.
I'm just surprised they are not trying to take advantage of the mismatch here.
Deflected off Evans by Hupp, and out of bounds to VCU.
You got J.T. Rock, 7'2", at least 240 pounds, with Brandon Jennings, 6'4", 190 pounds soaking wet, and y'all won't pass him the ball. What are they doing?
Yeah, Rock is listed as 255. You shortchanged him.
Hey.
VCU can retake the lead with a basket. Lewis for the lead. Long rebound to Tenet. New Mexico can take the lead, but it went off Tenet's foot, and he gets it back.
How unfortunate.
Hall for three. Got it.
How unfortunate. How unfortunate. The basketball guys be like that sometimes.
Hall's got a new career high with, or tied his career high with 24. Fourth 20-point game this season that matches the New Mexico freshman record. And Rock comes up with a big block.
Where you going right there?
Tenet against Jennings. And Tenet will get 2 free throws.
I love the drive by Tracy. But once you get the defense to collapse, son, you have done your job. You got to kick it out and find somebody.
Took a long time for New Mexico to break that drought, but the fortuitous bounce to Tenet and found a wide open Jake Hall has given New Mexico a 3-point lead, now 4-point advantage as Tenet hits his first free throw. He came in averaging 11-6 on the season. That was second nationally among freshmen under 6 foot. Chance Mallory at UVA leads all freshmen under 6 feet at 11-9. He has played really well for Ryan Odom with the Cavaliers. They're nationally ranked now 24th in the country.
Shout out to them.
Former coach here at VCU for 2 seasons.
Shout out to Darius Theus, my guy.
Yeah. Lobos on a mini 5-0 run as they are up 5. Lewis for 3. Jennings kept it alive. Hop has it on the floor. And we have a tie-up. And the arrow stays with VCU. Coach Olin was doing jumping jacks on his sideline trying to get a timeout.
He wanted that thing.
But it will stay with VCU with 1:42 left in regulation.
Crunch time. What both teams have to do, take care of the ball. Play solid defense and knock down free throws.
James Breeding is saying the shot clock was not correct. They gave VCU a full 30 instead of, we would assume, 20. And now they took a second off of that to make it 19. Who gets a touch here?
You got to have some spacing.
They look to Djokovic in the high post, and he is fouled.
If Djokovic would have been patient just 1 second, he did have Terrence Hill sprinting to the wing, he would have been wide open.
Hop becomes the third Lobo to go into the danger zone as he has 4. Hall and Albury each with 4 for New Mexico. Djokovic with now 13 on the night. Jennings also has set a career high in steals tonight.
He's been everywhere tonight.
That's his role. Just like that.
Just like that.
Set 4th rebound along with 6 assists for Jennings tonight. Here's Lewis. Goes glass for 2. Coach Olin tried to get an offensive foul.
And it was pretty dog close. It was pretty dog close to an offensive foul. That chicken wing got up.
New Mexico called a timeout before the inbound with 65 seconds left. And New Mexico with a 2-point lead.
This is going to be a big possession for VCU. They have to play complete, solid defense. Finish it out with a clean rebound. Try to get some early in transition, then run some good offense.
This is VCU's second game of a huge 6-game homestand to go into the new year. They're back home Monday night against Niagara, followed by a game next Thursday against American, and then they will open A-10 conference play New Year's Eve afternoon against the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure and Coach Mark Schmidt. Yeah, that was
the Bonnies.
Looking at that last play.
That little chicken wing. But I can understand if I'm a referee, sometimes you gotta let the players play and you gotta let them rock. They have been allowing a lot of fouls to go, so I guess that includes offensive fouls as well. However, if I'm VCU in that timeout, I'm finding Hall and I'm discussing what are we doing on what we doing on pick and roll, what are we doing on ball to ball screens, like guard to guard screens. You have to be able to locate everybody, and VCU has to play solid defense and not get themselves out of position.
One guy that did a really good job against Hall was Michael Bell, and he has the assignment on Hall right now. As we're inside a minute. Crowd on their feet here at the Siegel Center.
Everybody, just scoot up to the edge of your chair. Here it goes.
Shot clock under 10. Tennette inside, no good. Jennings the rebound with about an 8-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Chol comes up with a huge block for New Mexico.
Woo,
and Coach Martelli will use a timeout.
Terrence Hill checks back into the game. Another offensive threat. Now the thing with Terrence Hill, even if he doesn't have the ball, the kid has gravity. So they're gonna be hesitant to help off Terrence Hill, which is good for VCU.
Martelli will use a 30-second timeout, but back to that block by Chol. He's one of the best in the Mountain West Conference. In fact, he leads the team in total blocks and is 8th in the conference in blocks per game.
This is a game. I can't say it enough.
Question is the play design. Who do you think is going to go to?
Ooh. With VCU, they have so many options. Nick Lewis has been pretty hot from 3. You always got Terrence Hill. He's always ready to make a play. Brandon Jennings is having a night. And then you have veteran leadership with Barry Evans. So I'm not really sure. But this is a good problem to have.
And here, how about this? In crunch time, Coach Martelli goes with the freshman, Nick Lewis. He's been playing the majority of this second half. And he's hit some big shots in this half as well.
Oh, no.
Lewis hit the floor and Hop has it. And remember, shot clock is off and a quick whistle on VCU.
That's why you don't, when it comes to late game possessions, you don't put the ball in the big's hands. If you do, it's on a lob, and it's just too much going on.
Huge turnover by VCU. They're 11th of the game.
Give him the ball.
And he tried to give it up, and Lewis lost his footing. Hop on a 1-and-1. Touched last by Howell out of bounds.
Maxwell, fortunate. If y'all don't know about Maxwell Fortunate, go listen, dig into your 90s R&B bag. Because VCU is Maxwell Fortunate right there.
Coach Olin takes Hall out on this defensive trip. 19.5 seconds to go. Shot clock is off. Rams can tie it or win it on their last possession. Almost another turnover, and Lewis tried to save it, and it goes back to New Mexico.
I take that back. It wasn't Maxwell Fortunate.
Miscommunication again by the Rams in crunch time.
Now, I will say this. Brandon Jennings should have the ball in his hands at this point in time in the game. I will just leave it at that.
12.6 seconds to go. I'm going to go with you, Coach. Howell trying to inbound. Lewis tried to save it. Ball is still loose. Evans has it. VCU with a chance to tie. And we've got a whistle as Coach Martelli uses one more timeout with 8.4 seconds to go. That is why Nick Lewis has been playing crunch time for VCU.
This is a stressful game for VCU fans. This is a stressful game for VCU fans.
All right, now let me ask you.
My hairline is already receding. I don't have this type of time. I don't have this type of time, Sean.
Nixon saying he's got a plane to catch. But let me ask you this. Okay, usually with the adage is what you go for the tie at home, you win on the road. You're down 2 with 8.4 seconds to go. Do you change that adage and try to go for the win at home?
You go for the open shot. You go for the best shot available. If that's a 2, you take the 2. If it's a 3, it's a 3. We have a plethora of guys that can knock down that three-point shot, but you got to go for the best shot available. Whatever you do, put the ball in a veteran's hands for this possession, though. We've tried it twice. Tried it twice.
You said the man who should have the ball in this possession is Brandon Jennings.
Brandon Jennings. Does that mean he has to shoot the ball? No. But he's one of the guys that's been here and been in these clutch moments. The ball wasn't in his hands last year. However, he has that experience. He's seen it done at this level in this type of game. So I would rather see the ball in his hands than Nick Lewis for this possession.
New Mexico has one timeout left. VCU out of timeouts.
And let's see if VCU could just execute the play. They have been unable to execute the play.
That's been the key. The last 2 possessions, they were unable to get a shot off. Lewis, Djokovic, Hill, Jennings, and Evans, the 5 for VCU. Djokovic has it. The fade, no good. Bullion the rebound with 1.8 seconds to go.
And again. And again. I'm telling you where the ball should go. I'm telling you where the ball should go. You have to put the ball in your most trusted guard's hands and let him make the play. It was almost another turnover.
It was a tough shot.
And there's 8 seconds on the clock. You could have moved the ball and got a really good shot off. Poor execution down the stretch for VCU. Poor.
And 2 free throws coming by Bullion as he hits the big first one. And a good contingent making the trip from Albuquerque for the Lobos. And now Coach Olin will use his last timeout. With 1.8 seconds to go, this is the big one because it would be a 2-possession lead should Bullion get the second free throw.
I had a friend of mine call me today. VCU fan kind of. He said, well, how are they doing? I said, they're doing great. They're a really good team. The talent is there. But they struggle to close games out down the stretch. And I'm not sure if that's just the makeup of this team. I'm not sure if it's the play calling and the lack of execution. However, VCU down the stretch of these games have Utah State.
Yep.
Will Wade.
North Carolina State.
And tonight, they have just executed poorly.
And it's been the 3 quad 1 or quad 2 games that have come back to hurt VCU this season.
I mean, I don't know. You had 3 opportunities and you shouldn't have got 1. And each time, they're going to look back at film and be like, I wasn't happy with either of the sets we ran.
The last 2 minutes.
Any other execution.
Yeah. The last 2 minutes of this game, 2 possessions, they did not get a shot off. The last shot was a very difficult shot by Djokovic. As you mentioned, it was almost another turnover. And now Bullion with a chance to win it at the line. It comes up empty. Hill from 3/4 court is short. And New Mexico comes to the Siegel Center and gets their first ever win on the road against an A-10 squad as they win it 81-78, and it's their first top 50 Ken Pom non-conference road win in 3 years.
And I must say, all credit to New Mexico. They played extremely well. They came out in the second half with fight, determination, and discipline, and it paid off in the run.
New Mexico wins it 81-78. They're now 8-2 on the year and have won 5 in a row. We'll talk more about it when we come back here at the Siegel Center.
The purchase your tickets. The Ram Fans VCU Athletics